Well, good evening, my beloved Beyond the Call of Duty friends and family, and good evening to my beloved EOW family. It's Friday, March 17th, 2023, and is it St. Patrick's this weekend?
Today is.
It is, isn't it? Well, she's ignoring me a little bit today. What my, no, my, it's not green, okay? That's my goatee. In honor of St. Patrick's, we decided to paint the goatee a little bit. Want to just reach out today. We had a shooting again this week, and start off with sending our condolences to the department and to the men and women, and letting them know that we completely hearts out to everyone. And this is Detective Sergeant Mason Griffin, who was shot and killed at Casey's convenience store uh, at 811 Market Street in Herman around 9:30 p.m. Sergeant Griffin and another officer were responding to a disturbance at the convenience store. When officers arrived, a shootout occurred between both officers. Both officers were shot. One officer is in serious but stable condition. Sergeant Griffin succumbed to his injuries at Mercy Hospital in Krev Koror. The subject shot both officers and fled the scene. He has a long history of criminal charges, and there is a warrant for his arrest for not showing up in court. In 22, he barricaded himself near the shooting and was taken into custody the next day at 2 p.m. by the Missouri Highway Patrol SWAT team. Sergeant Mason also served as a part-time chief of police for Rosebud Police Department and as reserve deputy sheriff for the Condon County Sheriff's Office. He is survived by his wife, two sons, mother, and a father. So hearts and prayers are out for the family, for the departments, multiple departments, because it's not just one department that's being affected. It's actually two more, one as a reserve, also one as the part-time chief for the department. So to those communities, senseless shooting again, senseless death again by a criminal that had outstanding warrants. We do have a special guest. I'm hoping that will come on today and talk about their beautiful officer. Our guest that I'm hoping that will come on is Assistant Chief for Haynesville Police Department. He went into law enforcement right after college. He's been in law enforcement for 24 years. He's been a chief at Haynesville for nine years, and that's Haynesville Police Department in Alabama. So, and we're going to talk about his beautiful officer, Lieutenant Kevin Pounders, whose end of watch was January 23rd, 2022. So before we get to him and all of that, I want to thank our sponsors. One of our sponsors this weekend came back to us. It's Bud Clary Dave Smith out of Kellogg, Idaho. They emailed us and said that they are back on with us and supporting us for another year. So hats off to Dave Smith out of Kellogg, Idaho. We will definitely put you back on our webpage, put you back everywhere, and do a shout out to you. Please let's forget Yolks Fresh Market, 4 years of continued support. So if you're out and about in our area or Idaho, where Yolks, and even into Montana now, and Tri-Cities and Spokane, spend a few dollars there. Thank them for their undivided love and support for us. Please thank 1350 Distilling, Colorado Springs. Jake is absolutely amazing. Jake and everyone else. They are an amazing organization. They're stepping up their notch even more. They're going to be helping Sunny out with some really cool interviews, and again putting the segment of why are we trying to talk about law enforcement. What's our ultimate goal? Our ultimate goal is to remind people that these beautiful men and women have a reason, have a voice, have a face, that they are human, and behind that badge there is a human side, and we want to humanize it. We want the families to talk about their loved ones. We want their partners and their lieutenants and sergeants and chiefs to talk about their beautiful officers. So I want to thank ADI, Advanced Digital Imaging out of Yakima, for their continued support in making sure that we have our graphics and everything set. Our beautiful memorial is going to go in for a rewrap. They're going in April 1st, and will be rewrapped for the 2022 officers, fallen officers. So we'll be seeing that memorial rolling down the road. We got confirmation that we are going to be at the Sunland Resorts on Memorial Day weekend. But what's exciting is a beautiful, beautiful group that plays around the Northwest called Common Ground. Common Ground is going to be playing for Beyond the Call of Duty and helping support us. And that's going to be in the Sunland Resorts on May 27th, I believe it is, which is a Saturday, and that'll be up on our pages. They also committed to doing 2 more shows for us, so they are definitely doing the September 16th show in in Spokane Valley, at the raffle that we're going to be doing, and the gathering for the end of the year at Harley Davidson Lone Wolf. Please don't forget about this beautiful car show. This supports the 2023 Injured Officers Foundation, and it's in Nevada. It's on the 25th of March. $40 entry, Veterans Memorial Park in Boulder City, Nevada. If you're in that area, it starts at 10 a.m. Live music, food vendors, car competition. Register online. Please support this organization. It was started by a beautiful man that was part of the police department that we actually honored 2 years ago when he died in the line of duty, and his beautiful wife takes that organization and runs with it now, and her name is Mindy. Want to thank Phoenix Protective Corporation out of Spokane again for their continued support and being a platinum. This is one of a picture they took. Is not photoshopped or anything. This is in Alaska, and this is one of their patrol rigs. And the officer that took the photograph is actually one of the patrol officers over there. Absolutely amazing and beautiful. And that's Phoenix Protective Corporation based out of Spokane. Continue to celebrate and sponsor or support Michael D's. They sponsor us and support us, so please do the same. As well as Selkirk Construction based out of Idaho. We have a beautiful Pan America that we are raffling off, so please contact us. Let us know. It's going to be September 16th, a live raffle. And that is the bike, the actual bike. Pretty amazing. So, want to do a quick shout out. I don't know if I've got any pictures, but we had an issue that happened actually across the border. Let's see if I can bring this up. I don't know if, yeah, there they are. Okay. Want to please let our hearts and prayers go out to the families of these 2 Edmonton police officers that were killed. 16-year-old suspect is dead and mother is hospitalized. These 2 officers were responding to a domestic call Thursday morning. One is Constable Travis Jordan and 30-year-old Constable Brett Ryan. Jordan had served with the EPS for 8.5 years and Ryan for 5.5 years. So I want to really let the families know and let Canada know that our thoughts and prayers are out for them, for their departments, and sorry for your loss. I think let's talk about this young man real quick, and we'll start off. And I'm hoping that we can get some somebody to join in. Is that the one you want me to use? Yeah, I think we're going to use that one. This is beautiful, beautiful Lieutenant Kevin Pounders with Huntsville Police Department, Alabama. His end of watch was January 23rd, 2022. He was actually, prior to being with the police department, he was a United States Marine Corps vet who had served with the Huntsville Police Department for 24 years. He is survived by his wife, son, grandchild, and mother. So amazing, amazing individual. Amazing. So well, our guest is running a little bit behind, I see. But what else can I tell you? We are we have the Sunland Resorts special that we're doing in May. We are actually also doing the what's that special called, Sheila? The one Desert 100. Yeah, Desert 100. We're going to be doing the Desert 100, and all of this will be on our page. Please, if you can come out, because you'll get to see the bike. You'll also get to see possibly a couple of new vendors that are going to be there. How you doing, Deputy Chief?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, good, good. We've all been having a little bit of issues on our computers today, so I apologize for all of that happening. Thank you for taking the time to come on and be part of Beyond the Call of Duty and helping us really allow people to know that men and women that serve and protect us and wear a beautiful uniform actually have a story behind them. They're just not a number, they're just not a name. But I want to try and humanize all of these beautiful men and women. And so, again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about your beautiful officer.
No, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing you this year, but we will be seeing you next year. And we'll give you all of our stories when we meet up with you and tell you how far we've traveled with around the country, talking about your loved one and how many people that he is going to continue affecting, because even though he's physically not here, but his stories are going to be carried on. Your department's stories are going to be carried on and talked about, and how much of a huge impact he made in the community and the department. So,
Yes.
Well, I briefly talked about you, but if you would let everyone know who you are. And
Yeah, my name's Adam Hatter, and I'm the assistant chief at the Huntsville Police Department. We're in Huntsville, Alabama. Smaller town. If familiar with the area, we're about 40 miles north of Birmingham. I've been the assistant chief there for 9 years and been in law enforcement for 24 years. Knew Kevin for roughly 20 years, so we go way back.
Yeah, he's just an amazing individual. Just he's got that calm, let me wrap my big arms around you and love on you, but you better not cross that line look as well.
No, you're right.
And he was in the Marines?
He was in the Marine Corps for several years before he came to law enforcement, went shortly out of high school. And Kevin was proud to be a jarhead.
Yeah.
He enjoyed his time there, and he was, even years later when he was already out, he was still proud to be a Marine.
Yeah. Tell me about this. I've noticed a few pictures with Kevin, and I mean, he loves kids.
Yeah, it was one thing that he carried even into his law enforcement afterwards. He loved kids. Kevin worked just a plethora of investigations, and a lot of times involved children, and he really took that personal. The pictures you're looking at now, that's Kevin's son, Jordan. His definitely pride and joy.
Yeah.
loved Jordan. I mean, the sun rose and set in Jordan's eyes, and so that just carried on. He loved kids in general, and like I said, in the cases that involved kids, he took an uh, extra care too, and went the extra mile for that. So as you see, Kevin was a quite large man,
Yeah.
and but to be so big, he was a big teddy bear at heart. Like I said, he loved kids.
Wow. Did you have to get him a bigger car when?
He probably could have used one, but he drove one like the rest. And
Right, right. We have we've gotten close to Lieutenant Cochran with Hall County Sheriff's Office, and I'll actually see if Chris can email you a photograph. And Kevin reminds us of Lieutenant Cochran. He's just larger than life, but the most kindest and gentlest person out there, and just loves kids and everything else. So, well, what else would you like to add about Kevin?
well, first of all, Kevin was a big family man. He loved Jordan. Once again, and of course he was very close with his mother and his father. His father passed away. That really hurt him. Stay close with his mother and Kevin. I mean, with Kevin, stay close with his mother, and of course Jordan, and of course Jordan's mother. Very protective of his family.
Yeah.
Loved his family. Very protective of them, and of course Jordan. Jordan is a very special kid, and took a little extra things for Jordan sometimes. And Kevin always went the extra mile and made sure Jordan was always taken care of. In general, Kevin was larger than life, as you saw, but he was a big teddy bear, but he was also kind of an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
Kevin loved, of course, law enforcement. I mean, he'd been in law enforcement for approximately 23 years. He worked in the Birmingham metro area most of his career, and then wanted a slower pace, so came up to where we were. And I'd worked with Kevin, like I said, roughly 20 years on different types of task force that we were on around the Birmingham metro area, and kicked in a lot of doors and did a lot of things together. And he loved law enforcement, and his and I both, I guess you could say, especially with narcotics. So you can imagine the things we got into over the years, and loved sports. Got to give a shout out to the Alabama football. He was a big Alabama Crimson Tide fan, and so I was glad, as you well know, the Bama's football has done quite well over the years. So
Yeah.
he got to see that a lot. He loved Bama football. Loved his car and his truck. Extremely anal about his vehicles. He did not get Kevin's car dirty. He kept them clean all the time. And as you've known, the past, I don't know about where y'all are, but past couple of years here, it's been real rainy.
Yeah.
It would drive him insane when he would just wash it the day before and it would rain 2 days later. And so that drove him crazy. Of course, pretty obvious, Kevin loved the gym, loved working out, extremely strong power lifter. I've been in the gym my whole life too, and one of the strongest people I've ever been around. Benching over 500 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, just amazing. So he loves staying in shape, and mainly the gym and powerlifting. I'm sure there's much more, but that sums him up as far as family first, and then law enforcement and his job, and not just football. I mentioned that, but just sports in general. A big sports fan. So Kevin was larger than life, and we miss him. We miss him a lot.
Big in the community and always helping out in the community. And
oh yeah. He was our lieutenant investigator at the time he passed away, and everybody in the town loved Kevin. I mean, he was a big joker too. Had a good sense of humor. He knew everybody at the convenience stores and restaurants, and everybody knew Kevin because, I mean, someone that big is hard to miss.
Right.
So they knew Kevin, and just came to mind. I was talking to his wife earlier, and Kevin didn't like bullies. Did not like bullies at all. Anyone, not only kids, but anyone that maybe couldn't take up for themselves, or Kevin was always a defender. So being the Marine Corps and law enforcement and his personality and all that, it's like he was born to, that's what he was born to do, and he loved it.
No, absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much for bringing the history of Kevin back, and letting everyone know who he is and what he is, and not just a police officer, but a father, a son, a husband, just everything that you could think of, and a friend to you, a community member that gave back in the community, working cases that normal people would just stop at, and he would just continue to fight through. And I talk a lot about this, Deputy Chief, that our generation really needs to understand, and people in general need to understand the commitment and the level of commitment that all these beautiful men and women are doing. And in Kevin's case, he already served his country. He had already done enough for his country. He didn't have to do any more, but instead chose again to wear a uniform and to be the sheepdog that he was, and to be out there protecting and be the protector for 23 years, and then to be taken away from everything, and from your department, from his family. And I think that, we all should just take a step back just for a little bit, and slow down, and give honor where it is truly given, and speak about this beautiful man, and not allow his voice not to be heard, or his name not to be said. And the same for your department. So
yeah, we appreciate folks like y'all, first of all, keeping his memory alive, and talking about him, but just not Kevin, but all the officers. I don't even know the stats anymore. It seems like that we're losing an officer every day almost. I know it's probably not, but so we appreciate folks like y'all, and just the support in the community and across the country, because as you well know, the past several years law enforcement has been kind of rough. Kevin and I both started in 1998, so that's been a couple of years ago, and we saw an evolution of law enforcement. And but Kevin loved it. I know I'm being redundant by saying that, but he and I both, of course, getting close to retirement, the magic 25 years, and we talked about it a lot before he passed away. And I told him, man, I'm out. The time comes, and he would humble and mumble, and I think he would have stayed another 20 years. I really do. I don't know they did it, or he may have stayed longer. I don't know if he'd ever quit.
yeah.
So he loved it, and just everything about it. And he was a true old school police.
Yeah.
Hands down. And I think they're a dying breed nowadays.
They are. Well, I won't take up too much of your time. Again, thank you so much, Deputy Chief. Thank you for wearing the beautiful sacred uniform. Thank you for giving us the time today to talk about your beautiful Kevin, and we will keep his memories going the rest of this year and all of next year, and talk about him. And we look forward to coming and spending time with you and your department next year.
Yeah, that'd be great. Y'all are welcome anytime. And once again, we really appreciate you doing this. Thanks for contacting me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, there you go. Larger than life, guys. Larger than life. You just look at him, humble, a family man, a man that loved his son, his family. More importantly, dedication to this beautiful country that we call the United States of America, wearing this beautiful uniform, wanting to be that person, that individual that served and protect not just his community, but the whole of America. Enjoying time with his son, throwing bubbles, just enjoying time. Proud dad, proud officer working with other fellow officers. Absolutely amazing. Just being that mentor that he can when he's in the gym, on the road, in the streets. So again, we count in 2022, we lost over 245 men and women around the United States. 245. Who's remembering them? You see Deputy Chief talking about an individual, and it's not just, I'm talking about an employee. He's talking about a friend. He's talking about someone he has worked with and known and knows his family, knows his children. They have become part of a family. So that loss is huge, absolutely huge. So what do we do? We can take a few seconds, a few minutes every day, and we can say a prayer. More importantly, we can say their name. We can talk about them. You now have history. You guys now have the ability to show Kevin's photograph and actually talk about him. Say where he's from. Say what he's left behind. And the void that now is in the community. And can we say proudly, absolutely proudly, the love of working and being a law enforcement officer in the United States of America still has value. And you heard it from the deputy chief. He loves his job. So a little bit. I'm going to throw a quick video because I couldn't get it on earlier. Yes, my goatee is green, and I want to again thank all of our men and women for St. Patrick's, especially those that are working. So there you go. That's for you, Jim. He's one of our pipe guys from Pittsburgh, and yes, he is wearing a wig, but I don't see no green other than his skirt. So Jim, I love you, and thanks for being that beautiful police officer that you are in Pittsburgh. Keep on playing the pipes, buddy. Let's go to comments real quick. Lucy, good evening. Thank you. Linda, hearts and prayers go out to you and for your loss, and thank you for staying with us and watching us and everything else. Barb from New York, appreciate you, Barb. Lou, appreciate you and thanks for your service. Cynthia, happy St. Patrick's. Thank you, and happy St. Patrick's to all the survivors. What happens to the previous year's wrap? Well, Linda, we try to save as much as we can. The wraps take a huge beating. You know, you got to remember, we came all the way up and saw you, and all the way to Paw Paw and Michigan, and the weather, it doesn't do justice. So if we can save any, we save it. If we can't, we can't. I wish we could keep every wrap, but it gets expensive buying trailers every year. Barbara, thank you. Good evening, JC, everyone. St. Patrick's, good evening. Thank you. All right, Lou, please show love to Mindy and that great organization. I mean, that, it's over 20 years they've been running, and they help injured officers, and I really want to make sure we keep on supporting them. So another one, good evening to you too. Love ya. Lisa Banks, Ferris, Dad and Jorda. Good evening, Art. Thank you so much, and our thoughts and prayers are always with you and Kelly and the loss that you have. So love you guys. Yeah, it is this weekend. I absolutely remember it, Lou. And Ryan Thompson, Kittitas County Sheriff's Deputy, killed in line of duty, 3/19/19, and that one's a little bit close to home. No, he will never be forgotten. So, hi, Emery. Got love for you, and your special brother will never be forgotten. Kevin was fearless. We can definitely tell Kevin was fearless. I could see that, but it was more importantly, he's fearless. But you could also see that once you were in his arms, you were safe. You could melt into his arms. So yeah, I could clearly see that, Donna, and thank you for sharing that. Donna said, thank you, Adam. Alicia said, thank you. Oh, absolutely. No, thank you for allowing us to honor Kevin, and thank you for allowing us to keep this going. And just overall, thank you. Jim, I wish well you got to see Jim is a deputy or a police officer, and we met him because his partner was killed a couple of years ago. We had gone to his department to honor him, and he actually rode with us last year, and we've gotten to be very close. One of the things Jim and I do back and forth is we wear wigs just to lighten our lives a little bit. So this morning I had a couple of wigs on, and he had a couple of wigs on, and we sent some pictures back and forth. So we might put those pictures on the live one of these days. Thank you, Donna, for allowing us to do that and honoring Jordan's dad. And if there's anything we can do, we work with a lot of survivors. We have already a family in Georgia that's close to you that I'm actually going to reach out and get you information, because his father was killed 2 years ago. We met them, and they've started a new school. We do some retreat stuff that I'd love to send Jordan to with you, and I'll have somebody contact you. Allison from our group will contact you and fill you in on the rest. So, Dana said, "Thank you for the beautiful story." And Kevin, yes. So, all right. Well, we are going to wrap it up. I know we've taken everyone's time. It's Friday night, and it's long weekends, and I don't like taking too much time from everyone. I'd like to end the evening by, again, let's say a prayer for Kevin. Let's say a prayer for Jordan. Let's say a prayer for Donna, the department, and everyone. Let's do a salute, and salute to Kevin, and make sure that his voice is heard. Make sure his name is said. Make sure that people remember that. So, salute. More so, it's Friday night. No drinking and driving. Please, please, please. No texting and driving. Please put that phone down. Remember, if you see an emergency vehicle, either you stop, move over, or pull over. Watch them. Slow down, please. If you see a law enforcement officer, and it's okay, please ask them first. And it's okay, give them a hug, tell them that you love them. Thank them for this job that they're doing. Remind them that they are loved. Just one person can say that, and it makes a world of difference. So, God bless you all. God bless our survivors, all of our EOW survivors. Our hearts and prayers go out to you for your loss. Please stay in touch with us, follow us, and see you guys, and God bless you guys again. Thank you.